morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Happy Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath.
I'm so thankful to be here. It's an honored gift, honored pleasure for you all to invite us all to come at this solemn moment to give you all a message on health, a message on the third angel message. You know, the health is so integral in the third angel message. I know you all are heavy and present truth, and the health is needed. The greatest sacrifice we could give, offer to God, is a healthy body.
Amen.
So I'm happy as well, you know. I'm solemn, but I'm happy. I have my brother give Brother Hakeem. You all know this guy? Man, praise God. I'm glad that he's here. And I really hope that we all could come together as you know, there's a message that God gave, and that this is just a tangent of, okay? That the health message, hygienic restaurants, is part of present truth. You all know about that? We got to go deeper into this. It's a very welcome experience to be here. Let us have a word of prayer as we begin. All right? Our Father and our God, Lord, as your people are gathered here together, looking for a word from you, Lord, let your manservant be able to be your mouthpiece. Lord, I humbly come before you, before the people, lifting up just each and every one of us, our families, our friends, our loved ones. Lord, I pray that you will help us, Lord, to be instruments to be used by you as we try to hasten your soon coming. Forgive us, we pray, in Jesus' name.
Amen.
The way, the truth, the life. There are many people out here. Many of you all come. I don't know if this is your regular church. I don't know if this is if you're just visitors, just like me, I'm visiting, so I don't know who's regular and who's not. But I'm thankful that you all came out today. Maybe I'm echoing, okay? I know you all came out for, you know, John the Baptist asks, what do you come out for? To see a weed blowing in the wind? I know many of you all may be looking for something, and I promise you, you're going to get it. God has something for everyone.
Amen.
We're here all day today, and in the evening time, we'll probably give more practical stuff, understanding, make it clearer, maybe some hands-on, maybe something that you all could use, even to help the people we saw in the video here in Haiti, those little kids. Something that we could be able to use to help somebody. I don't know how much people here from Haiti that may be to help somebody back there, because you say there is no current, the hospital system may be down. Listen to me, people. What is happening out there is just a trial ground to what is going to be happening here.
Yes.
We have to get ready. We have to be able to know what's out there so we can be able to help each other. You know, the Bible says, I'm not on the message yet, I'm sorry, okay? But the Bible did say that, I'll put it this way, that the sanctuary is supposed to be like a hospital. And it didn't say it in that word, but it's implied that way when it says, if there's any sick among you, call for the elders. You know what I mean? You all know that. But so, we here as we minister to this community here, have to be able to show these people, even to administer some simple treatments. Okay, and maybe there's nurses there, maybe doctors in here, I don't know what. But we have to be able to be practical, okay? Because how much time you go knocking on doors and seeing people with all kinds of maladies, headaches, problem with the eyes, problem with skin, just different things, and they cannot talk to you now because they have something they're dealing with. And if you could step in and be able to help these people where they are, more and more they will come to this place here. More and more, because they want to hear now, when you heal them or help them, they want to know what God you're serving. And that's a testimony to bring them into this church, you know what I mean? So the way, the truth, the life. You know, Jesus Christ said, when Jesus Christ said that, I'm the way, the truth, and the life, it was from a question that Thomas asked. And if you know the whole story about what happened in John chapter 14, especially what happened in John chapter 13, Jesus tell them, hey, I'm going to die. I'm going to raise up again. He was giving them all kinds of stuff. He washed their feet, he did everything. He told them who's going to betray him. He did everything. You all know the story, right? But then, when we read the scripture, Thomas asked, how are we going to know the way? Because he said that they want to go, but they don't know the way. But Jesus Christ said he is the way. And remember, he also said that the way is narrow. And when we understand that narrow, we think like that narrow path. And even Energy White made some emphasis on it and show you that it doesn't matter how much you store up, how much you're carrying on your back, that where you have a reserve in the bank, where you have reserve, all that will have to be let go to walk on that path. It's coming. It's coming. So I just try to give, when I talk, I like to give visuals, so maybe you could see the visual and try to understand what I'm saying, okay? But okay. What will be the use of a way, direct and short in its course to glory, if no light of truth shone upon that path? What would be the point? You see, a lot of us, we look at what's happening out there with the Pope, what the next move is. All these is truth, is present truth. Okay? That's true. But what are we doing? Do we have the love? Do we have, is our house in order? Because when these things happen, are we able to, will we be able to stand? She said, what would it be, the use of truth shining on the way, if there was no life in the persons that walk in the way, in the pilgrim's journey from the earthly to the heavenly? A lot of us are sick, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But what will it benefit us? You know, in the Old Testament, when it comes to sacrifice, there was only, the animals had to have no blemish, no sickness. Right? And that was representative of Jesus Christ. But what does it represent for us? Seeing that he dwells in us. For those who know to do right and do it not. Are we walking around every day watching the events of the Pope, following present truth, but there's still things that was considered basic for us, that we were supposed to know and use and implement and use in our daily life to better our health, to better our families. I'm not going to read all this stuff because we're going to be here a long time. There's a whole lot of stuff that I have to share, okay? So Jesus didn't say, I will show you the way. He didn't say, I will guide you in the way. He did not say, I am a way. He said, I am the way. So let's look into this some more. Today the world is filled with many different religions, and with a culture that wants us to believe that all religions are equal. It's difficult for some to believe that there is only one way. You know, there's over 4,200 religions. That's according to Wikipedia. After all, there is Buddhism, Hinduism, Mormonism, Judaism, Catholicism, Christianity, and a host of others. And we are being told by society that we must be tolerant of other religions, beliefs, and practices. You know, it's coming a time that we can't even talk about, we might even be able to talk about the Pope. There's coming a time that we can't even, sometimes, you know, other parts of the world, you know, you can't say Jesus. You probably could say Muhammad and everything, all good. Yeah. You just know in America, you might only be able to say Muhammad and you probably can't even say Jesus. Especially the way how we would say Jesus. Because you know what, Jesus is different to the other Jesuses that they actually do worship. The evangelicals. It's not the same Jesus. Actually, I think that is only, we know that because all of them have, Buddhism don't have the same Jesus. No. They don't even have the same Lord. But we have to unite with these people. That's what they want us to do. It can't work. How can two work together? Are all religions equal? Do all the roads lead to eternal life? No. Because there's only one way, right? Yes. Jesus is the way. Let's turn to Deuteronomy 30, 15 to 20. It says, Deuteronomy 30, 15 to 20. It says, see, I've set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his commandments, and his statutes, and his judgment, that thou mayest live and multiply. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. But if thine heart be turned away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land, whether thou passest over Jordan to go to possess it. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Lord thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life, and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. God wants us to choose today. Choose life. This evening, as we go on to the rest of this day, there's going to be some things, even what some of the stuff I might say today, there might be some things that you're going to probably rub against your cord. Because my wife always say, you can mess with everything else, but not with somebody. Food. You could mess with anything else, but don't mess with what I'm eating. You know? And there's a lot of stuff that we might say that might, but not us. You know what I mean? It might not affect us because we know these things. We might not forget it, but we know these things. So it wouldn't be offensive. You'd be I'm just talking, just reminding, okay? So please, just let me know secretly that there's some stuff that you want to continue to do and that you feel is okay. It has worked so well for you in the past and you want to continue doing. You see, Seventh Adventist is a movement.
Yes.
You know, the health message is a progressive message. Because you know, even Ellen G. White said there's going to come a time that meat, cheese, eggs, we'll have to put aside.
Brother.
No.
Get my way.
Right. So, and that's true. But you know now, there's even things that when you go to the grocery store and that we're going to bring out, that you probably had eaten 10 years ago, but now it's no longer good to eat. There's stuff that we could swear up and down that it doesn't have nothing bad in it, quote unquote. But now, when you start to read the labels and see what's they actually putting in some of the stuff that you will have to actually stop eating,
Yes.
we're going to get to some of those stuff later, okay? As we go on. Because the devil is I didn't use it, let me put it another way. The devil is sly. The devil is cunning. And how he had to, you know, he wanted to claim Moses. You all know that story, right? He wanted to claim Moses. And the devil wanted to claim us. So when we think that we all up here and we walking with God in certain ways, maybe when it comes to the present truth stuff, there's certain things that we maybe, when God said, don't eat pork, you might be surprised that a lot of stuff that we eating have pork in it.
Yes.
And now the devil could say, hey, look, you tell them don't eat it, but they eat it there. They are mine. So there's some stuff we have to really go back and look at and ask God for forgiveness over. I'm telling you, the devil he wouldn't just come out and just say, I'm the devil. Oh, this stuff have this in it. There's a lot of scientific names and other names that certain things are covered under now. That's why we were supposed to grow our own food.
Yes.
But anyway, we get to there eventually. So the Bible said Jesus is the way. Okay? It also said we can't serve two masters. Alright? So we can't serve God and we can't serve man. I use it that way, man. We cannot. We had to choose one or the other. We have a lot of little kids, and each one of us has some family member. And we say they are supposed to be the finishing work. They had to finish this work. So we can't kill them. Right? It's wrong to kill, right? So we can't give them something that will kill them. Whether we consciously or unconsciously know about it. Because that's murder. No murder going into heaven. Right? No murder. The time for ignorance have long passed. Do you believe that for God's people?
Yes.
For the world, maybe. But for us, we have a wealth and wealth of information. And not just with old information as we consider those old, but even with new information, information that is progressive, coming, bringing light upon certain things. Why did she say that? We know certain things, why now? Look at that thing today, we just learned about the phytic acid. She didn't know about phytic acid then. But say, I don't know, God revealed a lot, so I can't really say she didn't know, but she didn't put it in that words, but you understand me. Because Jesus Christ, when he was on earth, he could have tell everything that coming in the future. And his impression on the mind, who knows? He probably could have impressed her with certain things that she just didn't reveal to us, but we're seeing why it's not good. We can see why that you need to cook the grains for several hours. Because I say the phytic acid. We see that, right? But anyway, we can't serve two masters. He says, enter ye into the straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there which go therein. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find. When Ellen G. White say, not 1 in 100. That's what it is, right? Or when she said large conferences, was she actually telling the truth?
Yes. Oh, yes.
You know, the food thing, it started with food in the beginning?
Yes.
It's going to end with food. Food is directly connected to worship. Because whatever you eat or whatever you drink, it messes with your mind or it opens your mind. Let's put it that way. Let's try the positive part of it. Whatever you eat and drink either brings good synapses where God can be able to communicate with you, or it brings bad communication, that we can't understand and hear the voice. And God wants to speak to us. Okay? Jesus said, I'm the way. And when he said, I'm the way, we could relate to the sanctuary, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes. That way so loud.
That way, O Lord, is in the sanctuary. In the sanctuary, the people have to go in a certain way.
Amen.
I praise God that he gave us the way. We deserve that, but he provided the way. According to Romans 5:8, what God commended his love towards us, in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us, okay? So I was talking about the sanctuary, that the reason the sanctuary was faced a certain way, that the people were supposed to turn their back from
Amen.
and come into, go in through that gate. And through that gate was a whole examination
Yes.
of stuff. I want to look at food. Food. I want to look at food. So you were supposed to turn it back from the things of the past. And we know about it in spiritual sense. We know about we have to turn it back from the sun and the sun worship and turn. Okay, we know about that. But we are supposed to turn our back from our old ways.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of stuff that we used to do, or we used to eat, or we used to back in, I don't know, Jamaica, or back in, I don't know, Trinidad, whatever. There's things that we used to do, and because we used to do it, remember our parents doing it, and we still do it. But they lived to be 99 and we will barely reach 50.
Amen.
Those things we were supposed to examine at the gate. We have to re-examine certain things that we had accustomed doing. Actually, no doubt, used to happen right at the gate, at the enter. The high priest used to examine the lamb. And I'm not talking about the sanctuary, because we know the first elders and the pastors supposed to examine the people before they come through the door. These things we don't do anymore, but that examination was needed to be done. But we have to look at what is coming in our house. Because the stuff that we bring in is what killing us. Okay? So we have to re-examine certain things in order for us to be able to really try to finish this work, or to really strive in this work. Okay? I'll go into a whole lot of stuff otherwise, the details a little bit later. But anyway, as Seventh Adventists, we are one of the few religions that believe in the sanctuary. We have a sacred obligation to tell the world about what God is doing right now. You see, the other religions and them, they don't have the sanctuary message.
No.
But we were supposed to we are led to believe that we're supposed to join associations with them and be united with them. But no, it's impossible. But we were supposed to spread that message, this message here, because when you see this message, this way is what is going to save us. This way, knowing this way, you know, you can imagine John the Baptist in his time. Because he was looking real strange, eating locusts and honey. And you're coming down here now, and some people say, you probably look really strange if somebody say you are vegetarian. You understand me?
Yes.
But you know this, we have to come, we can't be vegetarian anymore, you know that, right?
Yes.
We can't even be vegan anymore. Okay? Well, you know, vegan is a religion now.
Yes.
Okay? You know, the councils that we're supposed to be were health reformers. Health reformers, right? We need to be health reformers. As Seventh Adventists, Jesus said, I'm watching this, Jesus said, I'm the way. But Peter said in Acts 4:12, neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
Amen. No one.
We have to go tell these people that they cannot be saved by Buddha, Muhammad, Confucius, Joseph Smith, your name, any other name. We got to tell them. But these claims anger people. They say Christians are narrow-minded for believing these claims. But Jesus said, straight is the gate and narrow is the way that lead to eternal life, and few there be that find it. few there be that find it. He said that he is the door to the sheepfold, and if any man sought to come in any other way, they are thieves and robbers. You know, he was talking about sickness, and you all have to understand, you know how sickness is related to tithes? Giving your tithes and offering? How can you rob God and still be in health?
You're cursed with a curse.
You're cursed with a curse. You have to see how tithes, even faithful tithes, is related to health. There's a lot of stuff that is related to health, but God's people coming down, you'll be fewer and fewer getting this understanding and going forward. I'll skip that. Jesus is the truth. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. You see, when we teach, and in the evening we're going to show, there's good science, because sometimes people don't really want to know about the Bible or the spirit of prophecy. But when you can give them good science, or when the science could justify the word of God, even though that the word of God don't need no justification, but sometimes we need to reach them where they are. You know, I believe, like for instance, we do a Jerusalem program, and we go around the world doing this program. And it's like seeing reversal of sickness in 3 days. But let me give you all something. You see, when people are out there eating the way they're eating, as my wife brought out this morning, they are malnourished, but they are fat. You will say, wow, they are fat. They should be they are being nourished. They should be overnourished, right? But we find out that they are deficient. That even we are trying to tell people stay away from GMO foods and vegetables, right? But these people don't. When we go to like the Sunday places or other people, they don't know. And the best that they have is the GMO. And you can give them the GMO, and they can revive in their health by just eating a little better, different. Do you all understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
God is trying to work with us to reach these people. We want to have to sanctify them through that truth. Sometimes people can't take their straight truth. But you have to, we're supposed to give them, that's why you give the spirit of prophecy, right? The spirit of prophecy, the books of Ellen G. White was supposed to guide people towards the truth. But I know not this church, right? That we still believe in the spirit of prophecy. Yes. But there's churches that we go through that spirit of prophecy is they said those books were not inspired. No. Okay? Actually, General Conference in 2015 said it basically. They said that. You all know that, right? Am I saying something that you all don't know? No. Yeah, the General Conference said that those books are. Alright? So, but those things were supposed to bring us to the light. So, you all ever imagine in the morning time, if you want to just wake up and just go out in the sun, or that will just burn your eyes? From a total black room to that bright sunlight, it's like automatically cataract. It's almost like what the experience of Saul to Paul. But the lesser light was the light in the house was also get your eyes focused to face the light outside. But now they take away the inside light
Darkness.
and they expect you to go out there. You will always keep your eyes closed.
Darkness.
Because you come from a dark place to that bright light, you will close your eyes, you will go back and sleep out there. Your eyes will be closed out there because you can't take the light. So that way the people will stay in darkness.
Ignorant.
Ignorant. Jesus says thy way is truth from the beginning,
Amen.
and every one of thy righteous judgment endureth forever.
Amen.
God.
You know what he said in Deuteronomy 28? There's blessings and cursings. But God wants his people to be obedient. Because he don't want to put none of the diseases upon us. But we had a disease already in here. Right? Because I know for this cause also thank we God without ceasing. Because when ye receive the word of God which ye heard of us, you receive it not as the word of men, but as it is in truth the word of God, which effectually worketh also in you that believe it. You know, I'm not a preacher in the sense that, you know, they say preacher is a called position. We're all called to be medical missionary. So I can't drop and roll and emphasize certain things like how a preacher should or could. Okay? Because we're not here to be entertained today, right?
No.
We're here to be at least enlightened.
Amen. Amen.
Okay? But this is the experience which all should gain. Our work is to accept the truth, to believe on him whom God has sent. In this age, fables and errors are preached as truth.
Yes.
And the tendencies of the natural heart are misdirected.
Yes.
She said, if any man who is convinced of the truth draws back from the cross that points to the narrow way and chooses instead the broad road, because he can there indulge in the natural and cultivated tendencies of evil, he will never reach heaven. You know, a lot of people, and I pray this in this church, we went to several churches a couple months ago, and they're saying, we don't eat meat. We refuse to eat meat. We only eat fish. And salmon. You all ever hear anybody say that?
Yes.
I got your verse.
You all see how kind of contradictory that is?
Yes.
But they believe it to their heart
Yes.
that they are walking in the way.
Have mercy.
And they wonder why they have high cholesterol. They wonder why they have heart problems. But I know we all used to eat fish, trust me. Or we loved a good fish.
Yes.
Those are something that we had to. I know you might look strange that you don't eat fish. Your parents or family members say you don't eat fish. That's the best thing. We grew up on fish. Or we know the fish that is out here now is not the fish that we should be eating. They have high levels of mercury and all kind of stuff.
Oh, yes.
And they also farm grain.
Plastic.
And they what?
Plastic from the ocean.
They eat-
bottles and all that.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that in this degenerated age, we are not left in darkness to pick our way along amid the many voices that are heard to divert us from the path of holiness.
Amen.
God put means, and even scientists are coming justifying the certain things that we as a people had known long ago.
Yes.
Because the message was given to us, but now the world take it up. And now we look to the world, we look to Dr. Oz. Yeah, we look to Dr. Oz. And if Dr. Oz said it, then it's so. Let me give you all some truth here. Let me give you all some truth. You know, it says, Dr. Oz, let me give you all some truth. Let's start with some truth here. Let me tell you something. Do you pray for the sick do not pray for the sick unless you give them instruction. You all know that quote, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I saw that the reason why God did not hear the prayers of his servant for the sick among us more fully was that he could not be glorified in so doing while they were violating the laws of health.
Wow.
A lot of people come and ask him for prayer in violation of the laws of health. We can't pray for those people. God will not answer those prayers. And that is true. Another truth is this. If God were to work a miracle in restoring these persons to health, he would be encouraging sin.
True, true.
Right back.
True, true.
Another truth is this. When the Master shall come, he will commend those who have visited the sick and relieve the necessities of the afflicted. You know, we talk about this morning about the people in Haiti, and that we were supposed to gather the little cans and the rice, because God wanted to say, well done, my good and faithful servant.
Yes.
And when he said that, he said a little group,
Yeah.
an unknown group, a group when there's big organization. The Seventh Adventist is millions. Seventh Adventist conference is millions. They are billions strong. In the sense that they're money power. And this small group is helping people over there and in Jamaica.
Yes.
If just one conference could take hold of this, just this simple thing that you're doing here, those people could be helped. But you know, it's a calculated plan to kill people in Haiti.
Amen.
I know that. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So when it's been stated that people, you all know about this already, I don't go back in this, it's Safe to Serve and Maurice Berry and all these bring these things out. Actually, science and everything brought these things out. So these things are out there.
Oh, yes.
We just had to get ready. It's the modern day genocide.
Yes, amen.
Alright? So if you have family or friends, you have to be able to help them. We have come to a time when every member of the church should take hold of the medical missionary work. Every member, from the old to the young, had to know how to use simple remedies. And simple remedies has nothing to, or it's not only with herbs, but with even just what we heard this morning, that a merry heart doeth good like a medicine.
Medicine, yes.
When we learn certain simple things that the mind is sympathetic to the body and the body is sympathetic to the mind, there's certain things that if we know it, we could help somebody. We can't just be on the prayer line just praying. We got to be doing more. Because, as the pastor said, the elder said, he don't want to read no more books on mission stories. He want to hear the mission story from here.
Yes.
That is what is needed. Because that's going to encourage everyone to do or to outdo for the Lord. Outdo for the Lord. You understand me? That if you do it this way next week, another person do it 10 times more. And that's how the work is going to go. We have to teach the people that they can act as God's helping hand by cooperating with the Master working in restoring physical and spiritual health. This work bears the signature of heaven and will open doors for the entrance of other precious truths, like the third angel message. There is room for all to labor who will take hold of this work intelligently.
Amen.
The medical missionary work, properly conducted, will save many a poor sinner who have been neglected by the churches. You know how many people leave this church or is leaving churches because they're not feeling the love, or they ain't getting a practical experience. Because they said those who pray or work and don't work will also cease to pray. You ever heard something like that?
Yes. Yes.
A man that does nothing but pray will cease to pray.
Yes.
That's right.
So we got to do more. They had to see that you are actually doing. The kids in here, well, I didn't see much kids, but, and that's the next thing too. If we say the kids have to finish the work, how come there's not a whole lot of kids in here? You understand me? I know it seems like maybe you all might be not grandparents or whatever, but we need to work to bring these people in. Because otherwise this church is going to die. We had to try to bring in the youth, and I thank God that drum is not part of this church.
Oh no.
No, I know. I saw it. I'm glad that the drum is not. But that's not the way to win the kids and them. No, that's not. That's win them to the devil.
Yes.
They'll come in and go right back out.
That's right.
Because the world could play better than you could ever play. The truth is, we have not diligently hearkened unto the voice of the Lord. That's why God is having to place all the diseases upon us, which He had brought upon the Egyptians. The disease of the Egyptians was because of their disobedience. So that means we are being disobedient in here. That's why we are having the same diseases as out there. And we can see our lives just continue drastically decrease. Drastically decrease. They say this generation will be the generation where the kids are going to die quicker than their parents. Almost, right now, almost 1 in 3 people are new birth. And not new birth, sorry. Within 1 year, 1 in 3 families will have their kid have autism. And they don't want to attribute it to anything else, but you all have to know what is attributed to. What is causing it?
Yes.
It's not by birth.
No.
It's something that they've been given.
Amen.
Vaccine.
Amen.
Or you know, something like this we can't really talk much, right? Because you're messing with some people's income. Okay? But as God people, we have to know what. When we stop breastfeeding, when we start to depend on the formula, and you have to know what the formula is made up of, you you can see why we gain the rates that we are getting. Now almost 1 in every 3 families have their kid with autism. And it's almost can come like almost fashionable now. When it was not supposed to be so. So disease and sickness are everywhere. It's in our household. It's in our workplaces. It's in our communities. Even in our churches. They say one in 3 will have somebody, 1 in 3 of us among here have diabetes. So 1 in 4 high blood pressure. Most people are constipated and they don't know it. Some people, at least one, my sister said she no longer have cancer anymore. So 1 in 100 people will have cancer in here. And you all have to know what she did. You have to do what she did. Because you will know somebody that has cancer in the workplace, somebody in your community, even somebody in your family. Right now, it's significant growth with female problems. A lot of fibroids, a lot of stuff is happening. You all have to be able to address these things. And this evening, we're going to show you some natural ways, but just also some God ways. Because there's some simple things that we need to avoid. We don't have to necessarily look to the herbs. We just avoid certain things. And I'm so thankful that God always places us, when we're sick, the herb is, the thing that is needed is sometimes right outside the door. When you ever watch at a dog when it's sick?
Yes.
Where does the dog go to Walmart?
No, it's going grass.
CVS? He goes right outside there. And he knows exactly what to pick. But God tells us to consider the animals. We need to consider. Long ago, our parents used to, you all never went into the hospital as often as you go into the hospital now. Back home, your parents used to just tell you, go and pick that bush over there. That greater wood bush. That lemongrass. The Cersei. I mean, I'm just, you all know these things. Now the people now, if current gone, we can't cook. A long time we used to have just 3 stones and we put a pot on top of the stones and we cook it like.
Yes.
But now we can't cook now. Your people, we have to get to tell these people out there because that's what these people, that's the reality for those people. They don't know the stuff that you probably had more now trying to forget. These people don't know these things. We got to get back to that. Here we're supposed to have this place set up where we can teach people to use some basic stuff. Just to survive.
Yeah.
Because you know, and Jehovah talks about, I always use the word Florida and California. She said some landmass, you'll have to move to the country. Is there any country in Florida down here?
No, there is. There is.
Where is this?
Actually on the border of Georgia. Me and my sister went up there the other day to look.
There is some?
Yes.
See what I'm saying? I don't know. I thought everywhere was just flat like this. You know how
I'm not staying there.
Florida is what? At least for Miami down here. Is it above sea level or below sea level?
Below. Thank you.
Okay. So that place is above sea level there?
I think it's a little bit. I haven't really investigated.
I don't know.
It is really nice.
I don't know, but I'm not a good swimmer.
It's cold.
Huh?
Wise man Bill is also on the rock.
I know, but I'm not a good swimmer. I don't know. You know? But you know, also, this is a burden to me as well too. You know what? Everywhere, north, there are a lot of sanitariums and stuff, but there's nothing down here.
No.
So everybody down here healthy or what?
No.
Really?
So why God people and come together and turn a house into a home where people could be able to get healed?
They're not together.
Huh?
They're not united.
They're not together?
Not the way they should be.
People, this place supposed to be an outpost. So in here, you want to make Hakeem have to turn his restaurant into a sanitarium or some kind of lifestyle thing where you're going to come and get good food and then get health, you know. Because they're all supposed to be connected.
Yes.
The word, the health, the food, everything's supposed to be connected. We're supposed to be together on these things. Okay? Because trust me, the time will come. I don't know if you all ever experienced a hurricane or going up on 95, how quick it is to get up on 95. When you all ever had an experience of when to leave Florida yet?
Yes,
We was in Houston at the time, and hurricane in Houston, and all the roads headed north. Traffic for days. I mean, I'm just saying, but you all understand that when the time that, in fact, I read a statement the other day that it says that the time when there's coming a time that we had so wish that we had left America.
Yep. Yeah, ready now.
I know that the quote, but I read it.
Ready too. Yes.
So I'm just saying, but I'm just talking about Florida right now. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go there right now. I'm not telling anybody to leave, but I'm just saying we had a, you know, it's a country living was something that was spoken of since in 1851. Country living that we're supposed to go to the country,
Yeah.
but to have some kind of outpost here, and I mean I don't know. But anyway, next time we come back down here, brother, I hope that we turn this place or somebody home into a sanitarium where we could administer treatment to the sick that is among us. Okay?
Yeah.
We got to do that because if for instance we were mechanics and we know each member have a car, I know we're going to get business, right?
Yes.
It's the same thing. God is greatly dishonored by the way in which man treats his organ, and will not work a miracle to counteract a perverse violation of the laws of health. Praying for the sick is a most solemn thing, and we should not enter into the work in any careless, hasty way. Examination should be made as to whether those who would be blessed with health have indulged in evil speaking, alienation, and dissension. You see, that's very important too. You know, the sister was saying that she no longer have cancer this morning. My brother was saying, the guy was there saying, just by hearing rumors, speaking evil, somebody speaking evil, or people saying something that is negative could cause sickness. We got to be careful. We got to be careful. Have you sowed discord among the brethren and the sisters of the church? If these things have been committed, they should be confessed before God and the church. I don't know the reason why we come here, and I know you're all trying to hear a message on maybe somebody have a chronic problem that they want to find a solution for. Please come out this evening if you have a problem that you want to have a solution for. You know somebody who might have a problem that you want to get a solution for. We'll save that time for this evening, okay?
Yeah.
But God have a message for us. Are we evil speaking? Are we evil surmising? Are we bringing discord? Is there some unforgiveness needed? God can't bless if there's something that needs to be taken care of, right? And blessing not just in physical, in spiritual, in tangible blessing, but in spiritual blessing. So anyway, Jesus said He's the life. He's a life giver. Jesus, without Him there is no life. Without Jesus there is no life. What we do, or we encourage, or we are proponent of, is that when we try to help people that are sick, have any problem, we try to help on a cellular level. Because if you can make one cell healthy, it can help fight off viral bacteria. Okay? So that's why we do the juicing program. But we also do something that we try to encourage people to do, like eat sprouts, microgreens. Because if you could, to help the body to win against cancer, to win against high blood pressure, you all know some simple things can help you overcome almost all disease. You know that? You know, long ago, they used to probably sell vinegar in a bottle. And they said vinegar in that bottle could cure all. You all remember those days? I'm sure you all remember the one most recently, there was a bottle, they said noni juice.
Yes.
Most people was buying that noni juice. Huh?
Yes.
Everybody going and buying that noni juice and they're packing up. And back home, where the noni juice came from was just, we were just eating that, we cut it out that tree, that was nothing. We was feeding it to sheep.
Smelling.
But they said that was good and everybody wanted to buy bottles of it. And I didn't say, no, listen, I didn't say it was a cure-all, but it was doing something. You see, you know why it was doing something? Because it had chlorophyll. And chlorophyll, it was helping to replace the blood. It was given, the people who take chlorophyll and to taking the noni was giving you like a blood transfusion. So, well, we know that chlorophyll and hemoglobin has similar properties, right? Right? Yes. The difference between chlorophyll and hemoglobin is that hemoglobin, the central molecule, is iron, magnesium. The central ion, ION, is magnesium. Y is for chlorophyll. Sorry. Central one for hemoglobin is iron, and for chlorophyll is magnesium. They are the same molecular structure. So that's why after 7 days, if you're drinking only chlorophyll, you could actually give yourself a blood transfusion. Actually, that's what the army did. When people who they don't know their blood type, they will put chlorophyll in the veins. Because if you don't know the blood type, you could have a reaction, you could die. But if you put chlorophyll, you could be able to sustain life. Just like, you know, they tell you the same thing with coconut water. Give you a coconut IV. If you're in a situation that you have no other fluids, you could put coconut water. Anyway, that's a whole other story. That's talking doctor stuff. Anyway. Alright. Who being in the brightness of His glory and the express image of His person and upholding all things by the word of His power, when He had by Himself purged our sins, sat down on the right hand of the Majesty on high. And He is before all things, and by Him all things consist. Okay, so when we tell people, or when we go through this program, We tell people, which is true, that is not we're eating or drinking. Because it's God that does heal.
Yes.
So we encourage people to pray over everything that they do. When they do the juice therapy, when we do the steam bath, the hydrotherapies, when we do the colonics, when we do everything, it's what God is doing. And that's what we are to encourage people, to let them look to God, because without Him, there's nothing.
No.
And He said, He is before all things, and by Him all things consist.
Yes.
So we have to know that is what it is, and Jesus Christ, how Jesus Christ is in these things. The life, pure air, sunlight, abstemiousness, rest, exercise, proper diet, the use of water, trust in divine power. These are the true remedies. Okay? These are the true the simpleness. God said He uses simple things to confound the wise. And these are all free. You don't have to go in Rome to buy this. Everything that is here is free for us. You know, we become so sophisticated that water is free, but we prefer to buy it. Right? Well, I understand that the water in the pipe is definitely not good. But we have to find other ways to get our water. I know some of you all have wells in your homes. But I want to, again and again, I've been instructed that the medical missionary work is to bear the same relation to the work of the third angel message, and that the arm and hand bear the body, that the arm and hand bear to the body. So as we talk about the third angel message, we have to remember the medical missionary work. That each one of us in here, as this evening, going to learn something that could be able to help someone. If you learn how to help somebody with high blood pressure, and you learn to help somebody with diabetes, and you learn how to help somebody with arthritis, and you learn, if you understand me, everybody you have to know everything, but one person can know something, and you can help somebody. Alright? And this evening we're going to go over some of these things, and I want you all to apply this. And the only way you apply it is when you get it, you call somebody. Because you have somebody in your mind, call somebody and say, yeah, do this, and progressively work with them, pray with them, point them to Jesus. It's a connection you're building. And letting them see, and they can tell you what they've been doing and how they're progressing. Okay? And if you all need help, you all have the restaurant right down the road, vegetarian restaurant by Hakeem. You will go and knock on Hakeem's door, and he will be able to show you how the foods, even the microgreens, is important, and how you can play a part to reverse skin problem, how you can play a part in drawing your hearts and minds back to Jesus. He says, the diet of perfect man. And I'm just going to skip through this. We all know this. Genesis 1:29. And every tree in the which is for the fruit of the tree. And I'm going to skip through a little bit because I want to get somewhere. And we know that we are in Genesis 3:18, we're supposed to say herbs, right?
Yeah.
Alright? And then we know Ezekiel says this one here. And by the river upon the bank thereof, and on this side on this side and on that side shall grow all trees for meat, whose leaves shall not fade, neither shall the fruit thereof be consumed. It shall bring forth new fruit according to his months, though because these waters they issue out of the sanctuary, and the fruit thereof shall be for meat, and the leaf thereof for medicine. You know, she said, Hippocrates says, well, let food be thy medicine, and then medicine be your food. I want wonder if he had known about this. Because he had an understanding that they misconstrued now and put that you're supposed to go to the medicine and not the food. Because when he had said that food be a medicine, he is thinking about food to be a medicine. So we know fruit, nuts, and grains and vegetable constitute the diet. So we ask about, so why grains? Dietary fiber from whole grains as part of an overall healthy diet helps reduce blood cholesterol level and may lower risk of heart disease. But we are going to go through all the grains because we covered grains this morning. And we know how we're going to start to consume grains, how we're going to prepare grains, and how we're going to be able to go forward with our grains, and how it's going to be helpful. So I'm going to skip through most of the grains when we go and talk about grains. All right? So she talks about fruits. So why fruits? Fruits, nuts, and grains. Why fruits? Okay? Essential vitamins, minerals, fiber, disease-fighting phytochemicals. We're going to talk more about phytochemicals later. And but this is something that we need to have a little more knowledge about, especially how when it comes to food and fighting cancers. Okay? I'm going to skip through because again, why not? I'm not going to talk about those things. I'm just going to skip around here because I know my time is running. So I want to get somewhere where we all could be together, at least we end on something. All right, let's see. 5 things that causes disease: chronic constipation, emotional stress, hate, jealousy, envy, and unforgiving, lacking of clean alkaline water, mucus, and acidosis. A lot of us have an acidic environment. And it's true that we don't eat meats, but we may be eating a lot of processed foods, probably not drinking enough water, not drinking the right kind of water. Everybody know that we're supposed to drink the lemon water in the morning. I don't know if we still do that anymore. But there's a lot of stuff that is out there that we need to get back with. Because let's talk about the healing power of vegetables. This statement was made. It says, medicine is not health care. Food is health care. Medicine is sick care. She also said that what a real pharmacy should look like. For the past week, we've been down at our restaurant as a by Hakeem, and his goal is to put a market outside where people could come and get fresh foods and vegetables on a Sunday, on a Tuesday. This is what we need to do. Give people stuff that's going to be able to reverse conditions, high blood pressure, diabetes, just the outside environment. The long time going to market thing is what is needed. Right now, we try to go to Walmart and get those foods that was there from since last year. That was picked last. You all know those foods were picked last year, right?
All of them. All of them.
They were there. I mean, I didn't talk about the meats. I'm talking about the food because the meats are there longer. Okay? I'm just trying to get to a little stuff. One of the we'll catch up on this later. I'll just try to stop here. It's too long. Anyway, too long. Anyway, so some of the juice combinations. You know, we have juices. You know, you can make juices for different conditions. and to reverse conditions. You all ever heard of a place called Hippocrates?
Yes.
That's the word, right?
Yes.
Hippocrates Institute?
Yeah. Yes.
They are carrying the message. Well, they don't have the message, okay? They are not settlementists. But people pay thousands of dollars to go up in West Palm Beach to do something that they could do at home.
Cleansing.
We got to know, we had known these things. We had known these things. We make some weak ass juices. But I want to get somewhere here. Talk about diabetes. The brother said this morning that he says, don't spend the thousands of dollars to buy the Vitamix and the dehydrators and stuff like that. You know what I mean? If you have a blender at home, you can do it wouldn't be the best, but you could start with that. Okay? And the next best place, if you could start with, the only reason I'm saying this, because listen, every time we go different places, we see different things. But this is the only time we've been to Miami. As wherever we went to, there's only 2 places. And this one is the only unique one. Because I you know when we say LNGY said we're supposed to have hygienic restaurant connected to as an outpost for people to help, to healing. And this is the only place, Miami is the only place, settlementists all over the world. Miami is the only place that has a idea, a way where people can come in and get health and go out and drinking foods, healthy foods, drinking juices that are geared to, and then having an idea of putting a market associated with it. People, this is something that we should encourage. I'm surprised the whole conferences are not even running down that door to try to link it together with the, you know what I mean? But as a small group, you all need to support that and try to link it somewhere together that you all could do a marvelous work. Because I'm telling you, it's closing up. And one side alone can't do it. The left hand can't do it without the right hand. The right hand can't do it without the left hand. Together, you have to bring it together. Bring it together. An association needs to be made. Because we have to form. God's people are divided. And God's people will come together, united to finish the work in a louder, more clearer message. But it doesn't just, it starts with what we put in. Because it says not what comes in, defile it, what comes out. So we have to put stuff in. Okay? I will stop here for now because I'll go on and we'll catch up some stuff this evening. But anyway, these were some recipes like how to be able to help somebody with diabetes. I will talk about that later on this evening. Because there are many things that we can use that are right outside at our regular use that could be able to reverse diabetes. Okay, as I told you, 1 in 3 people have diabetes. Okay? And we have stuff that can show you how to reverse high blood pressure. There's stuff to show you how to reverse arthritis. There's stuff to show you how to reverse anything that is chronic. Because my wife was telling you sometimes it's about autoimmune disease. And it's about a leaky gut. And those kind of stuff that we have been having. Starts right there, what we consume it. So let us end right here. I'm going to skip ahead somewhere, see if I can find a closing spot. Man, I'll have to go. All right, let's stop right there. All right, people. By God's grace, I know you all have a lot to do today. But I pray that you come out this afternoon at 3:45. I know I kept you long, but at least 3:45 we can continue on it, and we could have somebody in mind with some conditions in mind, something that you could be able to use to gather, bring a notepad, something you can be able to get so you can help somebody on the phone with, okay? If each one of us, we have about 100 of us here, hypothetically, 100 of us here, if we could just, each one of us think about somebody, we could reach 100 people. You know what I mean? And they said each person should know 10 influence, should have 10 influence. So if each of us come out here, we can reach 1,000 people and help somebody with something to overcome some problem, whatever you all think about bringing. You know what I mean? So let's come out this evening, not just for ourselves, but let's come out for somebody, okay? And then we'll have a beautiful day together here at Mary Home Ministry. All right?
Yes.
Let us have a word of prayer. Our Father and our God, we come before you, thank you for just a wonderful day that you have given us. Lord, the rain is falling, His blessings that you pour in upon us, both physical and spiritual, that you want us to get so that we could be able to bear fruits. Lord, help us, Lord, not to think of ourselves, but think about the things of others. And Lord, help us as we go through this day, that this day will be a blessing. And the people who might hear from us later on will be blessed by the information that we might be able to gather the crumbs that we could be able to feed somebody with. Lord, I thank you for all that you do, and I pray that you will bless us and keep us in your Sabbath day. Thank you now, we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.